idea lingering in my mind for a while now. To wake up really early, head over to Nyhavn in beautiful Copenhagen, Denmark, and capture that magical moment when the sun begins to rise. Of course, the day didn't start off as smoothly as I'd hoped. The metro was delayed. I won't lie, I had a brief freak-out moment at the station, but instead of panicking for long, I headed back home, grabbed my bike, and rushed toward downtown. I made it there by 5:15 more or less, which turned out to be perfect. It gave me just enough time to cool off and take in the stunning daybreak sky. What I was most excited about was capturing those very first rays of light. In Nyhavn, usually bustling with tourists, would be almost completely empty. I started on the Inderhavnsbroen bridge, one of Copenhagen's newer gems, and took in a beautiful, peaceful view of the canal. I experimented with some different lighting techniques as I strolled along the bridge. There is this one shot I really liked. I switched my camera's light metering to the spot setting, aimed at the LED lights running along the bridge, and captured this underexposed, surreal image. I just had to keep it. Once I crossed over to Nyhavn, I found myself surrounded by this soft, reddish sky. It was almost unreal. The area was so quiet, so still. The water was like glass, reflecting everything around it. sun hadn't come up yet, so I wandered across Kongens Nytorv and stumbled upon this little hidden spot. All the chairs were stacked, and it felt like this place had no end. Such a strange yet captivating vibe that it gave me. I then headed towards Strøget, and forgive my Danish. Strøget is Europe's most bustling pedestrian street, if I remember correctly. And there I was, completely alone. Not a soul in sight except me and my camera. It felt quite surreal to capture a place that's usually so packed with people, now completely empty. As I went back, the sun finally began to rise. So I returned to Nyhavn just as those first rays of light hit the iconic colorful houses. The colors were so vibrant, and even though I took a ton of photos, only a handful made the final cut. Had passed, and I was pretty hungry at this point. But on my way back, I just couldn't resist experimenting a little bit with long exposure shots. So here's one of them. of tranquility in the early morning. I am so glad that I got to witness just that. I also managed to snap a few shots of some early birds I found along the road before I decided to head back home on my bike. I really hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed creating it. And if you did, feel free to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to my channel. I would really appreciate that. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.